Hi, and welcome everybody for today's webinar. Just before my name is Reka, by the way. I'm from memoQ's event team. It's lovely to have you here. And before we jump into the topic and I hand over the mic to our one and only Jure Dernovšek, who works as a solution engineer coordinator here at memoQ, I wanted to give a short housekeeping. So this webinar is going to be recorded, and the recording will be available on our website. And the presentation itself will be 45 minutes, and there will be a 10 to 15 minute Q&A break at the end. Please, during the webinar, ask your questions in the Q&A tab at the bottom, which you can find highlighted here as well. And we will take a couple of shorter breaks where you will answer all those questions. And should any of your questions will remain unanswered, we will provide answers to them in writing after the webinar. So yeah, that's it. And today's presenter is, as mentioned, Jure Dernovšek, our solution engineer coordinator. And now let's jump into it.
Hi everyone. I hope that you can hear me well. I got a bit of a cold or a flu or something that came with bad weather, so I may turn into Leonard Cohen or something similar by the end of the webinar. So hope you can still hear and understand me by then. So welcome to this webinar. We'll be talking about templates mostly. Which is also one of my favorite topics because it's honestly super versatile and you can do a lot with templates. They are the backbone of all the automations, of customization, and it's yeah, just fun to work with them. It's fun to discuss templates and workflows with clients, with users. So today I would like to basically spark your imagination, give you some ideas, mostly, what you can do with templates. And then at the end or in the middle, you can also ask questions, and I would be happy to answer them or try to answer them and discuss any of the topics that may result from what you're about to see. Maybe some backgrounds. This is let's say an advanced webinar, so the assumption is that we all know what templates are. If you would like to know more about the basics of templates, I encourage you to check one of our other webinars on the basics of templates. So I will explain briefly what the templates are, but yeah, if you would like to know more about the basics, you can also check that one. So yeah, now let's get started. So the topics that I've chosen today were inspired by clients' questions or client situations. Some resulted in not being able to use what memoQ has and somehow tweak it. So hacking memoQ, that's always a fun part. So there are also options that you can use or configure that are not displayed on memoQ or not, let's say, officially supported. So I would like to show you one or two things. So basically to spark your imagination. Okay, let me outline the first challenge that we have. We will, for the first exercise, go to the resource console here, and we will work mostly on the server. So could be cloud or a private cloud. So whatever you see here is available there as well. And you could also do some of the things in local projects, but yeah, we'll work mostly on the server today. So the first challenge that we basically got was that one client was translating projects, a lot of projects actually, and they were using translation memories. It was working in a master translation memory, and every time they got a new project, the working translation memory was created. So basically, this means that yeah, they had a lot of working translation memories, and this meant that the server was filled up by unused translation memories, and their goal was to delete them automatically. As you may know, or as you may have seen, we have here translation memories, and then we got here project templates. So if we go in and create one of the templates, so we'll go ahead and create one of the templates. Let's say delete TMs. Here, let's say, so here, delete TMs. We will jump into the most complicated part, but maybe just in case somebody's here that's new to templates, couple of words just to outline what the templates are. With the templates, you can automate or streamline the workflow. So you can create projects based on templates, where you can, for instance, here define the naming convention that can use some meta fields that you pre-populate or that you let project managers populate during project creation, or it's populated by a third-party system. You can specify the languages. You can specify which resources will you by default use. So let it be live docs, translation memories, term bases, users, so the typing assistants, all the other settings, assign linguists automatically. So there are really a lot of things. And we could actually just talk about that for 1 hour, how to do the basic configuration, but we'll jump to the interesting part. So these are automated actions. If you see automated actions for the first time, you may be a bit overwhelmed with what this is. So, and what it can do. So basically what we can do with automated actions is we can say what will happen at which we call it trigger. So, but imagine your situation, and you can ask yourself, what do you want to do, or what do you want to do with memoQ after the document gets imported? And then there are a couple of options that are made available. If you click on this little plus, you'll see another list of things that you can do automatically, always. So you can typically say here, okay, I want to pre-translate, I want to automatically assign, I want to do the analysis, things like that. And here, for instance, after re-import, you can say, what do you want to do then? You want to do X-translate, and then you want to do pre-translate analysis. So those are all the steps that you can automate. Okay, but now if we go to our problem, let's say that we have translated documents, and now how do we delete the TMs? We can actually find here, if you click this option here after project wrap-up. So by the way, project wrap-up, so wrap-up, it's one mysterious button that actually does not do anything. I mean, it changes the project status to completed, so it will not appear in active projects. But other than that, it doesn't do anything, but you can configure it. So if you click on plus here, you can see that we actually have here delete working translation memories. Okay, that's fine. But the problem here is, or was for that client, that you actually have to go to the project and click the wrap up, and then the TMs will get deleted, which is basically kind of the same if you would go to the project and delete the TMs. I mean, it would be more elegant, but okay. Still, manual process. They want to avoid that. So, yeah, that's the thing. So they wanted to actually have here this step, deleting the working TMs in all when everything is done, so automatically. So, but the problem is if you go to all documents, complete the workflow, you can click on the plus, and there you will not find this trigger, which is kind of a shame. But this will actually not stop us. So we were thinking, what to do, man? How to handle this? So I would like to show you how you can actually get this done. What we can do is we can say here we want to we go to project wrap up where we have this action and we assign it, and then we go to this trigger, and then we click on plus, and then we just pick any random action, could anything. Imagine this as a placeholder. We'll replace it later. So, but we need it. I mean, we need it. It's easier to then to do than the following steps. Okay, so we use this, and then we click on OK. And now what we do is we export this, and we can put this on the desktop or anywhere we wish. And what a template is basically is just a text file, so you can edit it. We can edit it. I would encourage you to use Notepad++ or Sublime or something that you can actually highlight the structure and the content of the file. So if you open, let me just move this here. If you open a template file, it will look like this. Why not Notepad? Because in Notepad, the regular Notepad, because here you can actually see all these white things here, all the white text. That's something that you can change. The purple, in my case, those are all text, and we should not change this. So it's much easier to work in Notepad++. Okay, so now if you check this, you can see that these purple things, those are basically settings, and you can actually tweak them here, so you can change, I don't know, record version history. If it's now set here to true, you can set it to false and import it, and then it will work as if you would do this in memoQ directly. So scrolling down, this is not our current problem. The thing that we need can be found in the bottom. So we will see here a tag, automated actions, and here we got action. And here we see that we have now this delete working TMs action. And we got then lower this other thing, which is basically delivered to CMS, the other thing that we have chosen, just it's named like this. So what we can do now is basically just take this part and put it over this one. So what we have to just be careful is that we copy the whole section, so including the tags, and then just go over here, make sure that everything is intact. And then we got 2 delete working TMs. So we can leave that, it's fine. We could also delete the other one, which we wouldn't need. So, but I would just like to show you how you can use this then in memoQ. So we save this, okay, close. And then we import, and then we find this from the desktop. Okay, delete TMs. View. Click on OK. And yeah, in case you get here some errors, just make sure that maybe the tags that they aren't corrupt or things like that, or just repeat the step. So now it looks fine. And now if we check this, we click on edit. And if we go to automated actions and we go to document complete the workflow, we got now here this delete working translation memories, and here as well. And here we can delete it because don't need it. So, and this actually works. Now, before your imagination goes a bit too far, I would like to tell you also that if you are planning to do this, this has a bit of a limitation. Actually, the client or one other client also found this interesting, but wanted to have delete working translation memories here on a specific language. So imagine you got the multilingual project, English going into German, Spanish, French, you know, so they wanted to, after the language is done, delete the working TM, but this will not work. So you have to be careful not to do it here, because how this will work is it will, as soon as one language reaches the end, it will delete all the other working TMs in the other languages as well. And that's definitely something that we want to avoid. So the limitation is here that the scope that we have is on project level. The other one is document, but that doesn't work in this case. So we would actually, if you would want to put it here, we would need language, so additional scope. So that's kind of a feature request. So this is the only place that's safe to use, and it actually works. And it's is super helpful if you want to automate the workflow like that. So that, yeah, if you want to delete the working translation memory, just to put this into a broader context, the next step would, or the related step would then be also to update the master translation memory, which you can then also attach to this step or to any other step, and that's done by confirm and update rows, where you would then say here, I want to update the master TM with everything. And here you can then also change the offer, change the status, and click on OK. So usually those two steps are kind of related. So updating the master and deleting the working translation memory. So client was happy, and we were as well. So hack around in memoQ. Okay. So this is the challenge number one. Do we have any questions that relate to this? Just check here.
Yeah, we have one question. So may I ask, is there any present template that fits the basic translation and localization process? For example, after a project is created, project is launched, after document import, running statistics and pre-translate.
Yeah, that there are, if you check here, if I close now, okay, I can save this. When you will log into the server, or if you also work locally, you will find that there are some templates available. And what you can try, it's universal. You can try either these 1 TM and TB per language or 1 TM per client template. If you try to, let's say, if you pick this one, if you try to edit this one, you can't. So you have to make a clone, so like that, because these are defaults and we update them every time with the new version. So we can click on edit, and then we can work on that one. I would say that this is kind of the universal one. And here, if you go after project, if you go to automated actions, you got here after document import, you got the pre-translation. And then if you go to the settings of pre-translation, you can then say which resources will you use? So translation memories, live docs, reference TMs, will you complement that with the machine translation? And there you also have statistics, which are run automatically. So, and enabled by default. So I could suggest this one as a starter.
Okay, and we have one more from Sarah. Is that, can you use that workflow with other triggers and options as well?
Yeah, we'll get to that one. Yeah, Sarah, you can with some, you can definitely. Yeah, I'll show you one other example. The second topic that I would like to talk to you about today are scripts. Scripts are a super versatile tool. They are a bit more advanced to get a grasp of, but they open another door of possibilities, or another window of possibilities. So if you check the templates, we can go to the to the template that we have just created. And under automated actions, you will find here these two tabs, script before import and script after export. And there is also another script, or the possibility to use scripts actually here. We will not talk about that today. I would just like to give you a short introduction how you can use scripts and in which cases. So for that, I would like to show you a very simple problem. Actually, here we have a text that we need to translate, and it contains double spaces. I mean, we could use Word or anything, even here in Notepad. We could replace this simply with find and replace. So this is a very simple problem that we can also resolve automatically in the script. So we don't have to go into Word, do find and replace. I mean, we could record a macro, but you know, a couple of options how to resolve this. But I'll show you how you can do this in memoQ with the script. So this is a simple example. A more complex example is that you can convert some parts of the text into tags. You can switch the order so that memoQ knows how to handle the files. You can replace certain parts. So, those are, let's say, medium cases. But then there are also some other cases that you can do. So for instance, with the script, you can actually call a third-party application. You can, for instance, if you are translating an InDesign file, you can use a script to call the Adobe server, send this InDesign file there, export a PDF, and get it into memoQ Live Docs, for instance. I mean, that would be kind of like, you know, an idea that you can get, but with the scripts, you can really do a lot of things. So this is, let's say, before import, you can do such things. You can do things with files after you export them or while you are translating. So you can actually also work on XLib files, so bilingual files. You know, I don't know, translate and lock certain parts while you are translating, or when the translator delivers, you can lock certain matches. So there are a lot of things you can do. You can also send additional emails that are not maybe supported by memoQ. Let's say when the project is delivered by a translator, you can trigger an email to be sent to the project manager. So that's another use case. So a lot of possibilities. So, but today I would like to show you a simple script, how you can use it, how you can configure it. And this, if you'll have ideas, then you can also get back to me and we'll discuss them. So our goal would be to basically, when we import a document, that we remove the duplicate spaces and just keep one space. So how do we do that? In memoQ, we have what we call a find and replace script that you can also download from our website. Or if you check your folder, you may actually already have it. So if you go to the C and under the folder where you installed memoQ, program files, memoQ, you will find here this find and replace tool. And you should see these two files there. And that's what we need. And this is what this basic script is. So it's a find and replace tool as the one that you have in Word or Notepad. Just it works with memoQ. So that's that. Now, the only thing that's actually missing here are the instructions. And I would just like to see if I can send you the instructions, because I was checking this with, yeah, I can. I'll send you the instructions so that you can actually use this afterwards, because without this it may be a bit complicated, but with instructions it's possible to learn that. So I will show you now how to configure the script. So this is what we need. Basically, we need to have this find and replace script, and actually we need to have a configuration file, because in this configuration file we will say what do we want to replace with what. In case you are using memoQ Cloud, this script is already available. And if you go to the script before import, you will find here under the drop-down menu, find and replace tool. So this is already embedded, and it is actually the only supported script that you just need to configure. If you have a private cloud, or if you have an on-premise installation, then you can use any other scripts, and the process is a bit different there. So today I'll work on the cloud because this is the easiest way to do. If you're working on-premise or locally, the process is slightly different. So basically, you have to upload this find and replace tool here, and then it will be basically the same. So what we will do is first go and check the configuration file. So we will here define what we want to replace. Basically, want to replace double spaces with single spaces. So let's open this configuration file. So this is as you would get it. So it's original. And to guide you through what we are seeing here, if you check here, we got use cases. You got use case here, use case there, and this. There are 3 use cases. What these use cases are basically, we are telling what we want to replace with what. So this is what we're looking for, and this is what we are replacing that part with. And to be more precise, we are looking in this use case for everything that's \n, and we are replacing this with a break. So what we are doing basically is we are telling that memoQ should treat this .NET \n with the break, because memoQ treats this as a tag, and this one it doesn't. So, but this is not our use case. What we want to do is just like, have 2 spaces replaced with 1, and it's as easy as that. So you just remove this 2 spaces, and we replace that with 1 space. So that's it, nothing more. One comment here, if you are exploring scripts, you may also see here, we got here search item, and the type of this replacement is text. So we are looking for text, and we are replacing it with text. But you can also use regex. If there are any regex fans there, users, you can also use regular expressions. We will not cover this part. It's beyond the scope of today. So we'll keep it simple. Simple text replacement, as in Word, 2 spaces replaced with 1. So we save this and close it. And now comes a bit of a complicated part. So what we need to now upload this configuration file here, actually like that. So we will upload this configuration file. And now we need to also define here this command line arguments. And this is all nicely explained in the document that I will send you. So now I will show you what you have to do basically, and then tell you what it does. So the command line arguments are /m. What this one does is this script tool, basically this find replace tool, works in 3 modes. One is the single file mode, which is triggered if we say /m. Then the other one is /f, which basically takes a look into all the files in a single folder. And then you got fr, which looks into all the subfolders as well. So we are here using just a single file. That's why we'll use /m. Then we put a space here. And then we define here which use case do we want to use, the use case name. So if we take a look into the file, we just need to enter this use case name. It's pretty important. You can name this any way you wish, and you can have here as many use cases as you wish in one configuration file, and then call each one that you need. Okay, so you can have one library and then just call them when you need them. So that it's called pre-import. And the other thing that we need here is we need to put here the name of this configuration file. Okay, just that, like full name. Okay. And then we also need to have this two placeholders in this particular case: input file name and output file path. So input file path. This is all explained also in the instructions. So basically, just the script needs to know where the file is located and where it should put the output file. So that will be basically it. And now we can also define this timeout. In case you are processing or testing bigger files, you can set the timeout to something higher. And once you are done with that, you click here to add this as a new item. You could also say here that you want to use this script only on certain file types. So you would say here *dot JSON or XML, something like that. Okay, so now we will test this. So we'll click here on browse. And now we will upload this document. And then we will see if it actually does the trick. So we can here see check custom code output. So this is the test folder. And now we see that we have single spaces, which is what we want. Click on close. And now you can just create a project that contains the script, throw in the file, and it will process it as we have just seen. And we can now do the same thing also after export. So let's say we translate something, and well, theoretically we could put the double spaces back for some reason, but we could also do some other replacement. So here we got script after export. We can repeat the exercise. So we can say we will pick find and replace tool, add a file. Well, let's configure it first. So we'll go to the configuration, and let's say that in this particular file that we want to replace Shandor-pap with Shani, So we will go here and say in the post export, we will replace that and say Shandor-pap, and we'll replace it with Shani. Okay, like that. Save it. The use case is post export. And now we can go over here and add a file. So this is our configuration file. And now we can also configure that. So /m use case post export and the file name, which is this one. Space. We save this and we test it. Test run by command. Select it first. Okay. Browse. Same file. So this is what would happen when you would actually export the file from memoQ. Click on OK. Check the result, and now we have it. So pretty simple and efficient, consistent. So in case you are doing replacements over and over again, this is how you can streamline that so that you will not have to do this manually. Okay, any questions here?
Yep. We actually have 3 questions.
Okay.
The first is, since replacing excerpts in the notebook could cause a failure, is there a quick way to test if what we copied and pasted works or not?
Could cause failure. Is there a quick way to test if that? Actually, you would. Actually, would would you like to test the integrity of the file, or just like copy pasting if it works or not? I mean, if it will fail, if the script itself will fail, there will be a red exit code, so that will not work. If the pattern itself worked, yeah, that will not. I mean, if the syntax of the script command is okay, it will not display if the pattern that you have actually used worked or not. I mean, it depends actually on what you have replaced. So yeah, if you check the integrity of the file, then for instance, for XML, if you replace something and it causes the structure to be faulty, then it will not get imported. So you'll see that in the import itself. But the patterns itself, if they work or not, you will not see this. You can test this upfront with regex assistant, memoQ, or regex buddy, or some similar solutions. I hope that answers, but let me know if we can also discuss it later. Are there any plans to add more default script shipping with memoQ to enable users to share their custom scripts or to open source the search and replace tool? The tool is very useful, but it's a far cry for enabling users to start developing their own scripts. Some additional documentation regarding the requirements and development of custom code would be very helpful. Yeah, I agree with that. Like it's sometimes quite challenging. I'll share with you this part. Let me just find the documentation. So that could get you started. See if you can actually see this. If not, then me or Reka will send it to you. So I have shared it, but I'm not sure if you can all see that. So and yeah, I agree with you that this could be easier to configure. If there will be more options, or like a place where you can share custom scripts, that's actually a great idea. So maybe something for the feature request, or maybe even a marketing topic or a sales topic, where we can place such scripts. One other characteristic of this find and replace tool is that you can also use it outside of memoQ. So you can use a command line, go in CMD and just run the same commands as we have done now, and use it without memoQ. So is this script can be used in memoQ TMS? Yes. So this would be answered, and I'll get back then to the other questions later. So I have two more things to show you right now. So we will go to our next challenge, and that is delivering the documents automatically or semi-automatically. I would first like to show you a situation, and then I'll show you what's behind it. Customer portal is a portal for submitting files for translation. Some clients use that, and what we can do with customer portal is we can also make it like a self-service for users to submit translations and get them back fully translated. There was a case where one client wanted to have like a self-service. Users will just go in, get raw machine translation, and then if they are happy, they use it. If not, they submit a new translation request, but it wouldn't be machine translated. It would be post-edited as well. So first, I will show you the situation. So we will log into customer portal, and we will here request a quote for translation. And here in customer portal, what you need to do is you need to select the languages. That's something that you can predefine for the requesters. And then you can predefine the services that they can use. This is also fully configurable. And behind these services, there are templates that run this operation. So here we have named 3 of them. So I'll show you this one, full empty, self-service. And what we need to do is we need to upload the file for translation. So we will use, let's say, JSON for our exercise. And we could also here leave a note to the PM if it would be a post-editing job, a note to ourselves, submit a deadline. In this case, it doesn't matter because we'll get the translation back immediately. So we say next working day and we click on start. So now we click on continue. And now the translation request was sent to memoQ. In the background, there is a template running that has a sequence of steps. So pre-translate, start a project, and then deliver the project here. But the requester doesn't see this. So they don't care about this. They just want to get the translation back. So now, depending on the size of the document, you have to maybe wait a second. So here the translation will then appear. It jumped into completed translation where you can then just download it and you will get the translation in a zip file. In this case, it's a German JSON. And here we can see that this is German. So we'll not talk about the quality on that. I just emptied it. So that's it. But the point is that you can automate the delivery if you would need to. So what's the trick here? If you are using customer portal, let me show you what you have to do. So we will use, let's say, this script, basically this template. And I'll show you what the sequence is. So if you want to automatically pre-translate the documents and send it to customer portal, then the trick here is that you would say, after the document is imported, so what we have done, we get the document, we pre-translate it, so which is the usual. So we say pre-translated document. And we can say here, okay, we want to use translation memories live docs that are above 100%, and what is not above 100% should be translated by a machine. That's it. Which machine? Translation engine we define under the settings, so we can also tweak that. But then comes the tricky part, and we are actually here using kind of a loophole of memoQ. So what we need to do is we need to go to here, because here we can't deliver to, now the logical thing would be now that we would here deliver to customer portal. But if we check here, there is no deliver to customer portal. But if you go here to project is launched, we do find it, deliver to customer portal. But the problem is now that if you create a project, the project is not launched automatically, but we can actually launch it here automatically. So this is, so we got here, so launch project, okay? And if you would be looking for this step, launch project, you would maybe expect it here, but you won't find it. So it's not available, So there is this particular sequence that works. So what we are doing is we are first creating a project, and then we are using kind of a loophole to import and pre-translate the file, and then we are launching it. And then once it's launched, it's immediately sent back to customer portal. That's kind of the trick if you're using that. There are some more configurations of customer portal needed, but in case you want to do something like that, you can. Now, this topic I would like to relate to actual deliveries, how you can actually automatically deliver the content. Let's say it's not customer portal, it's manual, or it's CMS connected, content connected projects. So you have here a couple of options. You can say whenever translator delivers a document, this immediately triggers the delivery. You can say when the reviewer delivers a single document, it triggers a delivery. Or you can say when a single document completes a workflow, this triggers a delivery. Or you can say when all documents are delivered by a translator, a reviewer, or when all documents of a specific language are done. or all documents are done. So we have already seen that now. But what are the options here? And I would like to show here a couple of possibilities. If you click on plus, we got here the possibility to deliver to CMS. So this is one way of automatically delivering. But when would it be used? So this will be used, for instance, if you're using our WordPress connector, or if you're using, for instance, First Spirit, or now it's eSpirit connector, anything that's built based on CMS API. This would be the trigger to send the request back. And then we got here a return to source, which is also an automatic export, automatic delivery. This one is used for content connectors, So if you want to export a content into a specific folder using content connector, this is the one to go. Deliver to customer portal is not there, but if you use the trick that we have seen in the beginning, you can also put it into any other place here. So it relates to the question that we have heard before. So you can use this also, deliver to customer portal here, for instance. That would be a good place to do. The two more things, what you can also do is you can also just export the content automatically to the server or to your computer. So you can see here, export target document on the server. So if you click on add here, you can here specify where you want to have them. If it's on the server, you will just have it in the subfolder. I'll show you actually this one. So target document. And the other thing that some users often ask, or quite often ask, is, can we get the source file out? And once you got the project created, you can't. But what you can do is you can here click on plus, or actually the more meaningful place would be here after document import, and you can click on plus here, and then you can say export source document on the server. So you'll always have it there, import the source document. And I would like to now show you as the last thing where this then appears. So we will, let's see. Yeah, let's do some experiments. So we'll use that's something that we will do. Okay, this is irrelevant. Okay, we'll use this script, delete tms new. And we will now create a new project based on the template. By the way, you can also use this template now if you're working in the browser. So we will here pick the template, delete tms new. Language is fine, English, French. Project name, delete, or just like webinar test. Finish. And now we will upload the txt file. So now the script should run. But in addition, okay, we got the two files. We'll check them out if they were processed. Source files, we should now see them here, and they are here. Import source documents. So this is where you can always find them. And now if we check the local copy, I'll assign them also to myself. Let it be. So check out local copy. Now, the two things that should happen is that the script would be there, and the pre-translation, I haven't configured that one with the machine, but we will just pretend that it is machine translated. Actually, it is configured by default. So, okay. No double spaces. Good. Chandra Pap, let it be. But now we will just confirm this. Like that. And as well. So it just sourced the target. So, okay. That, and now we will deliver this. So we are fine. Complete the workflow. And now if we go back and export these two documents, export to the stored path, two things now should happen. Post-export script and the exported files should also be now available here. So Shani, okay, and this is, yeah, this is the English. Okay, that's how we got it, and now the files should also be in case you need them, and there we have it. And this would be then the last step that we would perform, and here is also where I will conclude my presentation. And now I'm open for questions. So thank you. Let's check now. I found that if I run a script on local projects, everything is fine. However, online projects fail. So I wish to know, is there any configuration on the server computer? Yeah, it's we have the configuration. The configuration and what's needed described in the help, and yeah, you have to do some changes and authorization, because imagine, I mean, scripts are very like nowadays can do a lot of harm. So you have to really register the user that will run this script, and only then it will work. So it's a bit more sensitive, but we will, if you don't find the help page, then let me know, and I'll send you the instructions, or if you don't manage to configure it, also let us know, and we'll assist you. But yeah, there is some configuration and authorization needed. So that if we are not hosting a memoQ server, is it possible to call scripts located, for example, on our network? Yes. What you can do is you can, in the configuration file where we have seen, upload a batch file, so bat file, and there you can actually call any address that you can access to, and there trigger the script. So it is possible. What are the other examples of scripts besides search and replace? Is it possible to run a custom quality check? Yes, you could also do that. For instance, we also use it to call any kind of I don't know, callbacks or applications, third-party applications, as set in design servers. Basically, you can call everything that you want, but not on the public cloud. On the public cloud only, so this memoQ TMS, this is only the one, so the find and replace is the only one possible. But if you have a private cloud or an on-premise installation, then you can basically call any application that you could imagine. Can be scripts triggered between different parts of the workflow? For example, after translation finishes the translation, or before the reviewer starts the review. Yeah, you can do that. So this is called a mid script or a post import script. Let me show you in case you would like to explore that. So we got here project template, and then automated actions. Let's say translator delivers a document, and click on plus, and then you got here execute custom code. It's not exactly a mid script name, but you know, it is doing that. So if you click on that, you will see the same or similar configuration. There are some characteristics that are slightly different. So we are working with Excel files. So click F1 here, and then you will see how it can be configured. If you have any specific tasks, also get back to us, and we'll assist you with that. So yeah, that's called mid script or post import script. I still have a question about the LQA automation. Usually LQA is when reviewers refuse the segments during revision, but if segments refused, reviewers cannot deliver the document. Instead, only returning the task is available. However, if segments confirmed by the reviewer, there is no LQA error list. So I'm wondering, I would like to know where the automated action for exporting LQA error list should be placed. Good question, great question. It's a feature request. Currently, it's not possible because you do one or the other. So you either accept the errors, and then you lose the information, but if you don't accept them, you can't deliver. So we will now have an API call that will actually allow you to get the errors out. So, but that's currently in development, but it's coming. It's on the roadmap. Another question about the script. We found that some documents, if we don't open the save as, and if we import them into memoQ directly, the word count may be 0. This usually occurred when the documents were imported from GitHub. So my question is, can we automatically save the document before importing it? And if we purchase Git connector, FTP connection, and SVN connection, how to optimize the process? Well, if the word count is 0, then we can check if we are maybe locking some segments or if they are confirmed or what we are actually displaying. But we could automatically save the document on the server, if that was what the question was. So you would do basically this export source document on the server. If it's not the case, please let me know. And if we purchased Git connection, FTP connection, and SVN connection, how to optimize the process? Oh, that's a broad topic. I would have to check how you are currently dealing with these three systems, and then optimize it. One common thing that I have seen is that under the settings, this thing is disabled, which prevents you from re-importing the document until it's finally translated. So that's definitely one thing to check. But I would need to first see what are the actual problems, because each of these systems has a couple of characteristics. Yeah, I would like to see the use case, and then we can discuss that. So feel free to get back to us, and we'll explore that. So okay. Welcome. Any other questions, maybe?
I think you answered all of them, which came in writing. So yeah, thank you very much for joining us, and thank you, Jure, and have a lovely morning, afternoon, wherever you are, and take care of yourselves. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.